Hey everyone, welcome back to Rhythm Railroad. You want to learn how to switch your turnouts 3 different ways with detection? All you got to do is have one of these Digitrax DS64s, a couple of momentary switches such as this, and that's all. Here's how you do it. I wish I had this kind of video when I was trying to learn this. It's so easy. These switches are momentary, and what that means is that when you press them, they only make contact when they're down. There's no click. If you get one of these, that's the wrong kind. What you do is, once you have your DS64 set up, make sure that you're programming it for a tortoise machine, because that's what we're using in this case, tortoise machine. And then once all that is working correctly, all you got to do is take your momentary switch, your red wire, which is what I use for a common, goes into the common socket right there. Your black wire is going to go into one of the S inputs. This is your first turnout, S1. This is your second turnout, S2, 3, 4. You decide which one you want the button for. All your commons are going to be combined into this. So if you have 4 switches, you need 4 commons, and they're all going to go in here. What I did is I just took a piece of wire, brought it out, and then hooked them all up there, instead of trying to shove 4 wires into the actual socket there. Once you have that, then all you got to do is take the wires out to the point where you want your switch to go, hook it up. Here are my 2 wires hooked up. And once you press this, what's going to happen is your DS64 is going to send a signal to the wires that are already hooked up to your motor. So you press. There you go. You press again. And that's it. You don't need to hold it. There's no need for that. It's kind of like a garage door opener. Once you press it and once it starts to open, you just let it go. And then you press it again and it closes. Same thing. There's 2 motions. So here's the best part. Now that you have the tortoise machine moving with your switch, you can detect it because the LocoNet cable is hooked up to that DS64. So even though you're switching it manually here with a button, right now it's closed. When you go to throw, it detects it. I'll do that again. Press the button. That signal gets sent to the DS64. The DS64 spits it back. It says, hey, that's closed now. You go back to JMRI and it's also reflecting closed because the system is telling JMRI that something changed. Why is this good? Because if you have a dispatcher and somebody's switching that locally, you can still see where it's going. Next thing, if you're going to switch it with your turnout, with your throttle, all you got to do is figure out what address you've assigned to that layout, to that turnout, and same thing. You switch it, and it switches. You do it again. There you go. Or, obviously, you could just switch it on the actual JMRI panel. But it doesn't matter because if you come over here and you switch it again manually, it's going to still reflect it. So 3 ways using a DS64 and the momentary switch, and your LocoNet cables are the ones sending the information over to the computer. That's it. I wish I had something like this because it took me years to figure it out. Sometimes these manuals are very complicated. All right, I hope this helps.